Hey guys, it's Chris. From the guy sentenced to 99 years in jail for trying to kill his mother, to the rapper who got an auto-tune implant in his arm. Plus the DIY music video that ended with the rapper getting run over. Here are 10 times rappers went wrong. Number 10. Matricide. An aspiring rapper named Young QC has been sentenced to 99 years in prison for paying a hitman all in cash to take out his mother. The hit happened in 2012, but it wasn't until 2020 that Young QC, his real name Kamain Wilson, was found guilty of the murder. The word for this kind of crime is matricide, when somebody murders their very own mother. Wilson hired a man named Eugene Spencer to kill his mom, Yolanda Holmes. And it worked too. Spencer shot Holmes inside her own apartment in the uptown neighborhood of Chicago, leaving her boyfriend unconscious on the floor. Then after Spencer shot the woman, he pulled out a knife and filled her full of holes. This is because the rapper had said over the phone to make good and sure that his mother was good and dead. Well, the rapper's career is over because he's going to be spending the next century locked up. If you're wondering why he wanted the woman dead in the first place, well, there was no good motive. His mother had actually spoiled him through his entire life, giving him a car, helping him get a job, and so much more. After her death, he went ahead and removed all the money from her bank accounts. What a monster. Who could do this to anyone, let alone the woman that brought him into the world? Number 9. Russian money laundering. The FBI recently arrested a Russian rapper residing in the United States on charges of cryptocurrency laundering. In other words, he was laundering real cash through cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. The FBI caught this guy because he had some interesting pictures on his social media. He was literally posing with huge stacks of cash. This made the authorities very suspicious. The criminal's name is Makim Boyko, an amateur rapper who entered the United States with his wife back in January. He told the border agents that all his money was made from Bitcoin investments and rental properties. However, after a bit of investigation, the authorities figured out that he was a significant cybercriminal, proficient in laundering stolen money for other cybercriminals on the web. His rapping was really just a side gig, almost a cover, and honestly, he wasn't really that good anyways. His real talent was moving crypto around. Though all he's going to be moving around for the next handful of years are his own thoughts in his own head as he rots in his own jail cell. Number 8. Unemployment fraud. The rapper Nuke Bizzle, who bragged in one of his YouTube music videos about how he had gotten rich by committing unemployment fraud, has been arrested for the crime of, yes, you guessed it, unemployment fraud. What a gangster. The arrest happened in Los Angeles, with the charges being federal. The police figured out the rapper had been carrying out a scheme that earned him about $1.2 million over the years. He was fraudulently applying for job benefits using stolen identities. The scheme really did make him a rich man, but his desire to rap about it on YouTube was what would ultimately lead to his arrest. So why is it that rappers always feel the need to rap about their crimes? According to ABC News, Nuke Bizzle's real name is Fontrell Antonio Baines, and he's from Tennessee. He's facing up to 22 years in a federal prison if convicted of the 3 charges the prosecutors brought against him: access device fraud, aggravated identity theft, and transportation of stolen property. He had about 92 debit cards loaded with $1.2 million, and if he hadn't been so boastful as to brag about the crime, he may actually have gotten to spend that money. Number 7. Jaywalking. Just a few years ago, there was an obscure rapper who went by the name Optimo55. Pretty much nobody knew about him until he tried to make a DIY music video in his neighborhood. In the video, he danced his way into the middle of the street and was then accidentally hit by an ice cream truck. He wasn't injured too badly, which made it even more hilarious. The video of him getting hit by the truck went viral, and he got more famous for being run over than he ever did for rapping. Then the comedian Daniel Tosh from Comedy Central helped Optimo55 to make an actual music video with professionals, which for a short time made it onto the hip-hop singles charts on iTunes, rocketing all the way to number 15. Optimo55 may never have really gotten the recognition that he deserved, and he did only get 15 minutes of fame, but it was better than nothing, and all thanks to a rogue ice cream truck. We wonder if he got any free ice cream afterwards. Have you ever heard of Optimo55? Are you gonna check out his music videos now? Tell us what you think about the rapper in the comments section down below. And if you're liking this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe buttons if you haven't already. Number 6. Shot 64 times. In 2020, a man from Chicago named Londre Sylvester, a rapper who went by the moniker KTS Dre, was shot 64 times. And no, he did not survive. I mean, come on, he was shot 64 times. It happened almost immediately after the rapper was released from the Cook County Jail after being fitted for electronic monitoring, aka an anklet that would keep an eye on him in his home on house arrest. The Chicago Tribune reported Sylvester had posted $5,000 bail the week before, after prosecutors hit him for violating his bail bond for allegedly failing to meet conditions of his release in a felony gun case earlier that year. After he was let out, though, he only smelt the sweet smell of freedom for a few seconds. He was ambushed and suffered at least 64 bullet wounds, primarily to his head. According to NBC News, he was pronounced dead at the hospital. He basically had no chance of survival. And even if he did survive, he would have been horribly disfigured for the rest of his life. You can't just be shot 64 times in the face and walk away. Even 50 Cent wouldn't have survived that. What's really crazy is just how bold the ambush was. He had just been released and was walking to a vehicle that was waiting to take him home when two other vehicles rolled down their windows and began shooting. They then fled the scene, and so far as anyone knows, the killers are still at large. They also managed to hit a nearby 60-year-old woman in her knee, as well as another woman in her 30s near her mouth, though they did both survive this insane ordeal. Number 5. The Pink Diamond. The rapper Lil Uzi got a $24 million pink diamond implanted in his forehead. This was a 10-carat pink diamond, and he got it stuck in between his eyebrows. And it honestly made him look a lot like Vision from Marvel's Avengers movies. But why would anyone who could afford such a beautiful piece of jewelry get it implanted into their head? And even more worrisome, how was a procedure like this even performed? The truth is that you can embed gems anywhere you want on your body by using small metal posts to anchor the gem underneath the skin. It's called a transdermal implant, and it's normally done with things that are very small, only a maximum of around 8 millimeters. The diamond stuck into Lil Uzi's forehead was significantly larger than that, which meant more complications. According to professional piercer Sean Dowdell, because of the size of the anchor needed to keep the gem inside his forehead, if he were to ever get hit in the face, it would probably rip half his forehead off. And this is a guy who knows what he's talking about. And here's where things went wrong with the pink diamond. Less than a year after Lil Uzi got the implant, he was spotted without the diamond in his forehead. He didn't tell anyone where the gem went or what had happened, but chances are that having such a massive jewel drilled into his face was beginning to have some negative effects. Number 4. Auto-tune implant. Speaking of bizarre implants, the rapper Nestle recently got auto-tune implanted in his arm so he can alter his voice at any time he wants. It cost him $250,000, and the implant is programmed with Antares Auto-Tune, one of the most used auto-tune plugins used by professional musicians in music software. Auto-tune can transform anybody's vocals in any number of ways, making people who can't really sing sound like they really can. This is the first time such an implant has been given into a person. Nestle is literally wearing the Auto-Tune implant on his sleeve. It's embedded in his forearm. He now has the ability to open the electronic device on his arm and sing into it, changing his voice at will. But what's really weird is that nobody actually knows who this guy is. He was a vague rapper and an unknown name until he got the implant. Now it seems like everyone knows who he is. He's basically the first cybernetic rapper. But let's just wait and see how the implant actually affects his music and career. Technology, what a marvelous thing. I wonder how he does software updates. Number 3. Cousin murder. The young Atlanta rapper Silento has been arrested for killing his cousin. I'm not sure what it is with rappers killing members of their own family, but sadly, it appears to be a trend. Silento's real name is Ricky Hawk, and he's 23 years old. He was arrested in 2021 after his cousin was found shot dead in DeKalb County. He was booked on suspicion of felony murder. His cousin, Frederick Rooks, was discovered by police with bullets in his face and leg. The police were called after the neighbors heard gunshots going off and then saw cars speeding out of the area. No additional facts have been given by the police just yet, but it seems they caught the rapper red-handed, likely putting an end to his rap career, which basically had just started. In 2015, Silento's single Watch Me, Whip Nene was wildly popular and earned him nominations on television. He was even on the Billboard Hot 100. Now he's looking at a life behind bars instead of a life of fame and money. So do you have the Watch Me song stuck in your head now? 'Cause I certainly do. Silento will be whipping and nay-naying himself all the way to prison, but hey, that's what happens when you shoot your cousin in the face, right? Number 2, the clone rapper. There is a rapper who calls himself Kid Buu, after the pink villain from the beloved anime Dragon Ball Z. Other than just taking on a rather bizarre name, he has also claimed to be a clone who escaped from a secret cloning facility. And the best part is, well, basically nobody believes him. It all started when the rapper revealed his origin story in an interview with DJ Vlad. When the viewers called his bluff and started saying he was lying, he then uploaded a video of himself hanging out with a clone. At least he says it's a clone. Kid Buu uploaded a video with him and someone else who looked just like him. The two were so similar they could very well have been clones. In the video, the rapper is sitting on a couch, beckoning his double. The second Kid Buu at first hides his face with a hoodie, but after a little push from his engineered twin, he takes the hood off to reveal his face. Both guys have the exact same facial structure and the same colored hair and wacky style. They even have the exact same tattoos. The video was more than a little peculiar. But as for just how real Kid Buu's story is about the secret cloning facility, and even the guy in his video, well, it is show business after all. Number 1, Blasted on Instagram. A rapper from Los Angeles by the name Redboy has been murdered on Instagram Live. It was a shocking live murder that happened while the rapper was streaming with his friend and was ambushed. In front of terrified viewers, he was gunned down in the front seat of a parked vehicle at the rear of a gated apartment complex. The rapper's real name was Zerail Dijon Riviera, and when police arrived at the scene, they found him slumped over in the seat and filled with gunshot wounds. This, according to the Los Angeles County Fire Rescue. During the live stream, at least 12 shots were fired, and yet despite having access to the actual video of the murder happening, police detectives have still been unable to find the people who ambushed this young rapper. He was only 21 years old at the time of his death, which police believe to be related to gang violence. Redboy was a known affiliate of the hardcore gang The Bloods and had recently uploaded a video in which he disrespected a dead rapper who went by the name Nipsey Hussle, with Hussle known to be affiliated with the Crips. And while gang violence happens all the time, it's rare that the violence itself is captured on Instagram. Thanks for watching. What's your favorite rapping disaster? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to come back soon. Now hit that subscribe button for all the latest videos for the channel. We'll see you next time.